So now, let us quickly now talk about the structure of a what? The structure of a neuron. So, a neuron has three main parts. The main three parts of a neuron are what? Are the dendrites. The dendrites are these outgrowths. So their main function is to do what? It is to conduct impulses towards what? Towards the cell body. So this structure is called what? The cell body. So it is the second part of what? Of our neuron. So the cell body is regarded as the feeding center of what? Of the neuron. This cell body has what? It has a big nucleus. The main function of the nucleus, we know very well that it is to carry what? The genetic what? Material. Apart from the nucleus, the other part which is found in the cell body, it is what? The mitochondrion singular. Plural, we do have what? The mitochondria. The function of the mitochondria is to do what? Is to generate what? The energy that will help to do what? To drive away or to take away the nerve impulses from where? From the cell body. And then from there, okay, we do find an endoplasmic what? Reticulum. We know very well that this endoplasmic reticulum, it plays a role in transporting what? Organelles within what? Within a cell. And then from there we do have what? The ribosomes. We know very well that ribosomes are site for what? For protein synthesis. And then the other structures which are found inside the cell body, it is the nasal bodies. These nasal bodies are gray in what? In appearance. And then from there, the other part of a neuron is what? It's an axon. An axon is a fiber that extends from where? From the cell body. The main function of these axons, it is to carry what? Impulses away from what? Away from the cell body. So now, still on the structure of a neuron, here is our axon. This axon, as you can see it, is covered by means of what? By means of the myelin sheath. So the function of the myelin sheath is to insulate what? An axon. The insulation allows impulses to travel very fast. Okay, coming to the parts now of the human nervous system. The human nervous system is divided into three parts. The three parts are the central nervous system, which consists of your brain and your spinal cord. The peripheral nervous system, which consists of the 12 pairs of the cranial nerves. These 12 pairs of the cranial nerves, these are what? These are the cranial nerves, or these are the cranial nerves. So the 12 pairs of the cranial nerves, they take messages from the brain to your eyes, to your ears, to your mouth, etc. And then from there, the very same peripheral nervous system is made up of 31 pairs of the spinal nerves. So now, here I have the 31 pairs of what? Of the spinal what? The spinal nerves. So these spinal nerves, they take messages from the spinal cord to the arms, hands, legs, and feet. So the other part of the nervous system, it is this part which is called the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system, it's a system of nerves that takes messages from where? From your spinal cord, your brain, to organs such as your lungs, glands, and the smooth muscles. Okay, this autonomic nervous system, it's further divided into two systems, which are the sympathetic division as well as the parasympathetic division. The sympathetic division, it's a system of nerves that prepares the body for action. We normally call it fight or flight. And then the parasympathetic division, it's a system that enables your body to return to normal after it has been stimulated by the action of the sympathetic nervous system or by the sympathetic division. So as you can see from this diagram, both organs or both parts of all parts or most of the parts of your body are supplied by the nerves from the parasympathetic as well as the sympathetic nervous system. So now, here we have an eye as a what? As an organ. So under that parasympathetic nervous system, the pupil of your eyes will do what? Will constrict. But after the stimulation, the sympathetic nervous system will take over, and then it will cause the pupil of your eyes to do what? To dilate. So now, here again we do have what? We do have the salivary what? The salivary glands. So the parasympathetic stimulation stimulates the flow of what? Of saliva, while the sympathetic nervous system or the sympathetic stimulation will inhibit the flow of saliva. We do have an organ such as what? Such as the heart. So the parasympathetic stimulation will cause your heart to beat very slow. But the sympathetic stimulation or the sympathetic division will cause your heartbeat to beat very fast. And then we do have what? An organ such as what? Such as a lung or the lungs. So the parasympathetic stimulation will cause your lungs, will cause the constriction of the bronchi and the bronchioles, while the sympathetic stimulation will cause the bronchi and the bronchioles to dilate. And then from here we do have what? The digestive tract. The parasympathetic stimulation will increase its peristalsis in your digestive tract, while the sympathetic stimulation will decrease peristalsis, in your digestive tract. And then another organ is the liver. The parasympathetic stimulation will stimulate the release of what? Of bile. And then the sympathetic stimulation will do what? Will cause the bile not to be secreted. And then, okay, the organ again is what? Is the liver. Here it stimulates the release of bile, And then the sympathetic stimulation will cause the conversion of glycogen into what? Into glucose. And then from there we'll have what? The bladder. The parasympathetic stimulation will make the bladder to contract, that is promoting emptying of urine, whereas the sympathetic stimulation will cause your bladder to do what? To relax.